Check one, check two. How do we sound? Claire, you here?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. All right, everybody. Welcome to I Can't Produce a Podcast. I am your host, braV, and I am joined by my friend, our friend Claire, or CLUR. Uh, how drunk, depending on how drunk you are, I guess. Um, so I guess we don't have too many people in the chat. I haven't seen anybody, but we are live. How are you doing today, Claire? How's life?
Life is great. I'm very happy to be here and talking with you, braV.
So I guess we took a pretty similar approach when it came to making our DJ names.
Yeah, dude, I was just sitting at my kitchen counter one day and I was like, I gotta come up with something original, but something that is me. And like it took me probably like a week. And then I was thinking CLUR, that's it. Because I played basketball in high school and this one girl I played basketball with, I've never heard my name put into a nickname because it's kind of short. And she would yell CLUR when I would make good defensive plays or something like that. And I thought it was hilarious and I thought it was a perfect DJ name.
I think it's a great DJ name, and I have a super similar story actually.
Do you?
Yeah. So I was dead set on having my DJ name be Bravo because that's just my last name, and I love my last name. Uh, and kind of in the week that I actually like was getting my SoundCloud and everything together, I actually had a friend, or I met a friend in Madison. You know Bravo actually. Like he came like from the Madison scene. He's like pretty big now.
Oh yeah, no, totally. He's
Yeah,
isn't he a singer or rapper?
yeah. And I think
Yeah.
he's like a pop singer. But anyway, I met him while he was on the come up, and he like told me his name was Bravo, and but he like clearly had a bigger music career than me, and I was like, oh shit, I guess that's taken, fine. And I remember I was trying to come up with something, and my best friend, who kind of introduced me to the rave scene and EDM, or actually mostly the rave scene. He like took me to my first festival in high school. He always called me Will Brav, and I like kind of hated the name because I was like, no, like Will, my name's Will Bravo, and like Bravo's an awesome last name. And like I felt like he had like taken out the best part of my last name. And at one point, I just learned to love it because it's just how fucking funny he was. Because he would just go Brav, and like it was just he was just a real goon with it. And I thought like, okay, well I kind of want to be a goon when I'm DJing, so I thought it was kind of a good fit.
Dude, totally. Like so funny because all of us call you Brav. Like I don't think I've ever called you Will.
Yeah.
And like the same like silly aspect to it. I was like, that's perfect. It's not my absolute favorite name, but I'm gonna run with it because no one else is clear. No one else is Brav. It's perfect.
Yeah. No, I felt the same way. I was like, this is a dumbass name, but it's mine and I love it.
Exactly. Before when I was brainstorming names, I was going through a phase where I was in love with skeletons and just having them everywhere, and I wanted to be called Scoliosis. I was thinking about it, I was like, that's a garbage name, number one. Number two, I'm gonna outgrow that in probably a week. Plus, it has nothing to do with the music I want to make. So I think the death horror scene has been really overdone in dubstep. And I'm not even in dubstep, so I was like, it's not gonna work.
You could just make really scary house music.
I guess so.
Speaking of house music, had never heard that sample before in that I freaking hate house song that I played. Where did you get that?
I know. Chuck, Charlie Wilson sent it to me. And he was like, listen, I'm making a mix and I want to use this for my introduction. Can you just throw some drums behind it? And I was like, yeah, yeah, fine, fine. Like, whatever, I'll do it. And then I'm listening to this sample and I'm like, this is crazy. This sample is awesome.
It's so
And
funny.
so it's so funny. And it's this guy from maybe 2011 or 2010 ranting about how he hates had the house music scene, he hates the club scene, he hates the people that are involved in it. And I sat down at my desk and I just threw some drums behind. I was like, you know what? I'm actually gonna throw a bass line behind this. This is super cool. Like the structure of it is super cool. Of how he goes, all right, and this is and what does he say? He's like this is what I want you to hear. And then the bass line comes in, but in the actual sample, it's this shitty big room house song. So I swapped it and put my own bass line in it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a whole drop to this, like just for fun. And then I sent it to Chuck and he FaceTimes me and he's like, you just made a nuke, bro. Do you understand how good this song is? And then I got really excited about it. But yeah, I made it in like a day and then the mastering took probably 3 months to do.
That's the way she goes.
That is the way she goes, bro.
Yeah, I made like 3 tracks today, and they're all like, yeah, they're all pretty simple. But if I ever wanted to release them, they would take so many hours.
Dude, this is I made the song about a year into producing, so it's not like I know that much about resonant frequencies or phasing or any of this crazy stuff, and I don't even have a dynamic EQ, and I had a spectrum, or what's the thing called where it shows how wide your synths are, and I didn't even know how to use it. I'm staring at this thing, and this one guy I know from DFire, he was like, all right, he's like, Claire, I want to help you with this. So he sat with me on Zoom for a total of 8 hours helping me master this while I was controlling the computer. So he's just like telling me what to do. It was so helpful and so nice of him.
Dude, what a homie. That's a great way to learn, I guess. Like I
Dude,
can't
what
even
a
master a
homie.
track fully, I think.
No, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to replicate that, but he's and even more points to him that he lives in Portugal. So his time difference, it's like nighttime or what was it? Morning time. And he's wide awake. It's like 2 a.m. there. Um, but yeah, I'm so grateful to him because without him, I don't think I would have been able to release that.
No, that's awesome. Where did you what was the name of the place that you met him? Like how do you know this guy from Portugal?
Through DFire, it's this online music production program. Have you heard of it?
No, no, that's what I was that's why I was confused.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's awesome. You pay like $50 a month, and it's like a whole vault of tutorials and feedback streams from actual DJs. So it's like what's his name? Lectric is in there, Sippy's in there. Kendall used to be an instructor. Lots of people. New Bass is an instructor. It's really cool to get feedback from actual DJs who tour and produce.
Yeah,
But I get a little overwhelmed by it because like some of their feedback is like, this sucks because you're a new producer. And I'm like, come on, like, I'm trying. You're killing my joy right now. But it's super helpful and I definitely recommend it.
yeah, I'm writing that down, but I $50 a month and it says get good.
He's like, just produce for longer, bro. Like that's what I have to tell you.
Spend more money.
Spend more money. Yeah, do my private lessons, spend more money and you'll get as good as me. And I'm like, listen, I think this should be fun. Like I have a job. I need to take time to figure this out in a way that makes me want to continue with it. But it's super cool because they give you some crazy feedback and just some insights as to how to look at production as a whole and how to kind of see music in a way that's creative, long lasting and fun. But other times it's like, you suck.
That's pretty awesome. So you can like take classes with people? Is that how you meet people, or was that guy like from Portugal an instructor that you met with?
Oh no, so there's like some of the guys made a group chat over Facebook Messenger of just the house producers. And so I met him through that group chat.
Oh, okay.
And everyone will just send whips through in the group chat and ask for feedback. And some of them went to Icon. Some people are just self-taught. Other people went to different music production or composing schools. So they have more of a classical knowledge of music. But it's really cool to just kind of shoot ideas back and forth. And all of them, and everyone in this production class is super willing to help you out if you need help or have questions, which is what I think is really valuable about Discord and music communities like that in general.
Communities and tools like that are game changing. Like the music industry will never be the same. It is already like I feel like completely on its head. It is in a I feel like it's already in a point of turmoil because so many people are learning how to make good music and it's like cheap compared to fucking going to composing school or a music production school. It's like all these resources are getting moved online, and I it fascinates the shit out of me. So it's cool that DeFi is another one that I should look into.
Dude, yeah, I was actually looking, I was saving up my money. My goal during quarantine was to save up the tuition money for Icon. And I talked to a bunch of people about Icon. I talked to people that went to Icon. And after doing 6 months of this online school, I was like, I'm learning. I was not expecting to learn this much. I just signed up thinking I'd do it for a month or two and just kind of get some more knowledge than I'd get on YouTube. But I'm walking away from this, not walking away, I'm still a part of it, but just kind of walking away from the experience and the thought process of going to Icon, thinking like I can learn all this stuff on my own. And I think it's even more valuable to learn it on your own than to be fed it by an instructor. That's the same way I feel about graphic design and art. I'm completely self-taught, and I think it's so much more valuable to sit behind a computer and look at YouTube videos for hours and like just trial and error, and you'll remember it for the rest of your life. Like if I lose my memory, I will remember how to make a raster an image in Photoshop. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like those random tutorials are like whatever's tiny thing you need to know, you're gonna remember it because you spent an hour and a half watching some guy on YouTube tell you how to do it.
I think it's like practical learning. Like it's you like you're gonna remember it if it took you a while to find it, and b if you like needed to accomplish something and you needed to learn like a practical or a way to apply like a tool or a a concept practically to your track. And I feel like when you just get spoon fed a bunch of like, I guess even if it's good information, if it's just a shit ton of random information and you're not directly applying it immediately, what you're just gonna forget about it, and it's not gonna mean anything to you actually.
So true. Like the direct application of it like you first of all you want to learn it. Second of all, you have a purpose in learning it. Third of all, then you actually apply it and execute it. And you're like that whole process is more valuable than sitting in a classroom taking notes and having someone tell you the right way to do something. Like that also is valuable, but I think for me, I've if I've proven to myself over and over again that the best way to learn and the best way that I improve is by doing it myself.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, and like that's what college taught me, bro. It taught me like I'm not good at college because they don't do that exactly. They kind of do the opposite. It's super outdated, and I feel like the music. I mean, the way that the music industry is unfolding is it's ironic because this is what I want, what I really like to do, and what I want to be doing. So I'm pretty grateful that I had this chance. But I'm so confused as to how like like the university UW, I mean specifically because that's where we went, like hasn't come up with like a super similar system. Like it's still like textbook knowledge. You still get I don't know, like a plethora of information, and you don't like directly apply it. And so I don't know, it's like it's really, I just feel like this new way of learning and this new age learning is just is flipping everything upside down. And it's just cool that we got introduced to it through music, but you could probably apply it to like so many other things.
Oh, totally. Totally. This past summer, or I guess yeah, 2020 summer, I took a 3D animation class. It was like about modeling and animating 3D objects, and it was super cool, but I so it's an online course. You go at your own pace, and you basically you don't have to do anything, but you have to have the drive to figure stuff out. And that was one of the hardest things that I did, like one of the hardest courses for art or music or anything, just because the learning curve was huge, but two, like they would tell you how to do it, but I mean, most of it was just figuring it out. So I guess sometimes it's cool to have someone tell you stuff, but other times it's kind of like the best way to do stuff. I don't know. But yeah, you could totally apply it to anything like art, science, maybe not science, I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought.
Let me help you get back on it. We're I didn't know you did graphic design actually.
Yeah, I in college I majored in journalism and political science, and I am extremely argumentative. I was in the debate club for a little bit, just curious about winning arguments with words. And I thought I was going to be a New York Times journalist covering foreign policy or a lawyer. And I graduated. I was like, those two sound like a horrible life to me. Would I be successful with them? Maybe, yeah. But I accepted an internship while I was still in college with it's Wisconsin Watch. It's a investigative publication in Wisconsin that covers the state. And I started doing marketing, just like stuff that I learned through college, through journalism and everything. And then I slowly started accepting more opportunities with them to do art and kind of take over their graphic needs because they've never had a designer, and that was the perfect opportunity for me as someone with no former design knowledge, and to just take over. And it was really cool because it's literally just learning on the job. And I had a cracked version of Photoshop on my computer since senior year of high school. So I knew how to use Photoshop, and I just taught myself Adobe Illustrator, InDesign. I taught myself After Effects and Premiere. And going back to me losing my train of thought, like that's the perfect example of someone teaching themselves how to do a practical skill and making money with it. I didn't learn any of this stuff in college too. Like I took a design class through UW, through the journalism school, and I didn't learn anything. Like if I had not taught myself how to use Illustrator or Photoshop, I would have failed that class. Like so many of the people that were in the class with me were like struggling so much, and me in and out. Like one time I would do it in like 2 hours and be done with it. Um, and yeah, I didn't learn anything through that class, but it's really cool now because I'm getting to do branding for them. I'm actually working on producing intro theme music for our audio stories. It's just a really great opportunity to be a big fish in a little pond and kind of make executive decisions, even though I don't have formal design experience.
Very, dude, so true. Like you don't technically need formal design experience to make to command decisions and like fucking put shit out there. Um, so one of the I learned a lot from one of my projects that was making a soundtrack for my friend's video game, and it made me feel like it was super out of my element because it was all ambient music and I had to learn how to loop it, and it was just like it wasn't a passion project, and it was like the first thing that I did that really, it's like, well, if I want this to be good, I guess I got to put a little soul into this. But it was the first time I really treated music like a job, and I guess merging those two ideas together, I learned so much because I had to teach myself like all of these brand new strategies in order to get what I wanted done. I ran into so many obstacles that I really didn't expect I was going to run into, and yeah, it's like I guess take those opportunities when they come to you because it was kind of the dream to produce music for somebody on a contract and then like just get the credit for it. That's really what I think that's the work that we look for in this industry. So that's pretty awesome. Are you still working for them?
Oh yeah, I really like working for them. But yeah, that like doing design and doing music for free, like freelance or for a job to get paid, and you have a deadline, and it's like it's not a passion project. It's not something you're doing just for fun. Like you have to get it done. It's like homework basically. It's so interesting because it just completely changes my perspective about doing the work and like actually executing. It teaches you so much. It's the same thing as like getting a gig at a bar and you're playing music that you don't like to play or you're not used to playing. Like when you got us the gigs at Wando's, I was so nervous to go in and play for these people. I'm playing hip hop, I'm playing Ariana Grande and stuff. Like it's not tech house.
Yeah.
It's not my bread and butter, you know? But I walked away from that and now I'm able to mix anything. Like give me your flash drive and I'll figure it out, you know? Like same thing with executing design projects. Someone wants me to do some branding for them. And do you know frequency?
Yeah, I'm in his server, and actually going to try and get him on the podcast. We talked a little bit about it, but nothing set in stone.
Yes, like super cool boys. And I think this was beginning of Corona, like around the spring. They asked me to do a branding for them for their logo, and I haven't really done a lot of typography stuff, so that's like the lettering and creating a new kind of feeling with just lettering and how it's laid out. And I said yes because I mean, how else am I gonna learn? And
Yeah,
I walked away from it being like, dude, I can do whatever I want. Like I didn't think I was going to be able to make something nice and clean looking and I did it and I was like it wasn't fun, I wouldn't say. Like it wasn't a passion project. I love how you put that, but I was like I learned so much from doing this one simple job.
is what you made like their server logo?
No, so they have well, actually I'm not on their server, but they just got a new logo. I think it's purple or something, but I did the one that looks like a waveform. It's black and white, and
Oh yeah,
it's
I see. They did just change it. You're right, but I see both of them.
yeah. So I did the waveform one with the tails.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I might hit you up for some graphic design stuff if you're not too busy, because I haven't had like I designed my logo, which is like the crystal triangle. I have no idea what it is. Like I just made it in one night, like when I was just hyped up on Adderall and was like, fuck, I need to get this done. But it's not like I kind of might roll with it for some things, but it really confuses a lot of people because it by no way spells brav. So it's just kind of like a symbol. So I don't know if you're up for it. If you're up for another non passion project, I might hit you up.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know, and maybe we can get something in the works.
Fuck yeah. Um, Wait, so how long have you been doing? Have you been doing like design work or music longer?
Um, Design. I started design about a year and a half ago, and then I started producing like a year ago. But I took Photoshop classes in high school, just like a couple, and messed around on Photoshop for longer. So I'd say like taking design seriously a year and a half, but like I've had Photoshop on my laptop since senior year of high school.
True. Yeah, I took. I wish I had taken more or any kind of Photoshop class because I actually use it a lot now. Or I use Paint.net. Do you know what that is?
No.
Dude, it's an open source Photoshop and it looks super ghetto, but it works really well.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it looks like
go ahead,
Microsoft.
sorry.
It literally looks like an updated version of Microsoft Paint. But
That's so sweet. I guess like I'm so wedded to Photoshop. I am so reliant and connected to it just based on the number of hours I've spent trying to figure it out. I can't even think of transferring to a different software.
I feel that way with Ableton. Like I have no
Yeah, dude.
desire.
I'm such a Ableton simp. Like it's so sad, but I'm in love. I'm in love with her.
Yeah, no, I think simp is the best word that I have too. Like, it's just in. I do not look at FL or anything like with the same rose colored glasses that I see Ableton in.
It's like I will never look at another DAW. I have only eyes for Ableton. Oh my God.
So do you use After Effects? So I've wanted to get into some graphic design. Like I showed you the music visualizer that I have when we did that retreat. Do you remember that?
Yeah, was it a generated video with kind of crazy shapes
Yeah, when we were
coming?
and like I put on like some really weird bass music because that's kind of what it was designed for.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the most graphic design that I do, and I don't use Photoshop or After Effects for anything for that. I kind of use this really weird program, but I do like it's kind of it's opened my eyes to the world of graphic design or what it's like to be creative in a whole different light. I'm so used to being musically and audibly creative. I love mixing words around. I do kind of like arguing, kind of like you said. I love playing with ideas, and that's kind of translated into music a lot because it's just all auditory. And I never, I guess like a few years ago, I had like this weird epiphany of learning how to translate that into visual art, and then I slowly started dipping my toes into visual art, and it's it's really tempting. Like I really want to just dive head first, but I feel like I would leave music behind.
You would no, you won't. You totally won't. It's so interesting you say that like it's an epiphany because I'm recently trying to I'm the opposite. I'm so visually oriented and I'm thinking about ways to transfer that and to kind of translate that into an audio creativity. And like it's so frustrating. It's so hard to be so creatively inclined visually or audibly and then try and vice versa, like switch it up. And yeah, that epiphany is I've not really come there yet, but I'm totally working on it. You will not leave them behind though, because I see value in both of them. I'm doing design like for my full-time job, and after a long day, I probably won't want to be on my computer even longer. Like, all right, now I'm gonna open Ableton after staring at Photoshop all day. Like, I that's not really what I like to do, but when you want to break, you want to be creative and you don't want to do the same type of creative outlet you've been doing for a long time. It's so cool to try something new. So if you want to try After Effects or Premiere, I would be glad to help you out with that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, I think I might take you up on that because, or it depends on what kind of projects I see myself doing because I've started making prints and I've been making a lot of just like trippy artwork for my like side company that I have, or I guess my main company. This is technically my side company, but um, I've been trying to sell like tapestry prints, t-shirt prints, and everything. And the way that I make my art right now is pretty good, but I just or it's it's good to me. I figured out like a way that I like doing some simple graphic designs and kaleidoscope effects, but if it just makes me kind of want to explore different avenues on uh I guess how to layer different uh pictures on top of each other. Like I all I know is like pretty simple layering when it comes to Photoshop, and I've gotten some pretty cool results with that, and it just makes me want to learn like even more. Like I guess what I'm trying to say in sum is I have a totally different lens visually when I see something on TV or like even an ad. Like I've always like taken notice of that. Like I like to think about what happens behind the scenes. But now, whenever I'm paying attention to color palettes and like I'm thinking about like how the fuck do they layer that? How do I like how did they trick me into thinking this was going to happen? It's kind of addicting, and it's you can't really turn it off. I feel like either. I'm just hyper analyzing everything creatively now.
Oh my God, it's so addicting. And I like just looking at advertisements, looking at commercials, the way that I see design, I will be so excited if I see good design. Like I will look at a commercial and be like, that is good design. Why is that good design? Or that is good editing. Why is that good editing? It's the same thing with production. I'm like, why do I like this so much? Why do I like this song so much? What did they do? and you want to know how. Like that's the most brain fuck part is like you actually want to know how they layered it, how they saturated it, how they distorted it. It's like who actually wants to know that? That's so messed up.
Yeah.
So much work. But here we are sitting behind our computers for hours, literally just cranking it out, trying to figure it out, and it is so addicting.
Dude, I feel the exact same way. But or what you said resonates with me completely. But when I see bad design, it kind of infuriates me on the same level. Like, and
It
it's
makes me
like it's yeah, it's I feel like it's I admit that it is kind of petty, but it's the same appreciation I'll have for good design. I have such apathy for like things that I see that get put in front of me that I know took minimal effort.
I'm like, if I'm like, I will not go to your event. I will not buy your product because of this. And I
Yeah.
hate that that's what it is. But it makes me even more mad that those designers got paid thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to create that ad. And it's garbage. I'm like, I could have done better than that, you know? Like, dang, but I agree. It's infuriating, but I be taking notes. I'm taking notes of one of my favorite I hate to say this, but one of my favorite brands is Starbucks. Not for like not for the actual product they have, but the way they execute their brand, and I think it's flawless. Like their commercials, they were using Kayvon music in some of their commercials. And I just couldn't help thinking, like, this is new. This is so appealing. If they're trying to target my audience group, my age group, they did it. They won. Like, I'm gonna go to Starbucks tomorrow, dude. Like, it's so powerful. Good design, good music, good branding, and it will take you very far.
I completely agree. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it, I despise Apple as a company, and but their ads actually like give me shivers, like because they're so fucking colorful and like they're beautiful. Even conceptually, they are fun. They are just like very futuristic. But I hate the company. I,
And they just shoot on such high res cameras. You will never caught them dead with a pixelated image. They edit their images, they edit their footage so professionally, but like it's such a cutthroat, like awful company that makes you addicted to buying their products. And you will sell your soul to have an iPhone instead of an Android phone, and yet we still adore them. Like
yeah.
I will never buy an Android phone. I will never use a laptop that's not a Mac. It's just crazy to me.
See, that's where we're different. I can appreciate them, but I actually just can't use Apple products. Like the last time I had an Apple product was one of my old iPhones, and then or sorry iPods. So like middle school, and then my friend, and then I just like got on Android, and then started hating Apple. So for me, it was like I just never had the option to go back because I started learning about them. But I also like totally I really understand when people kind of have built their life on Apple products and like totally only understand. It's like if you tried to get me to switch over to Apple products, I would be so mad and give you so much resistance because I just don't want to learn a brand new software that I get it.
It's the same thing. Like Android users are very loyal. Apple users are fiercely loyal. And it's like it's a cult. It's the cult of Apple. Like you're not gonna want to switch over. And that's so messed up that they create such strong loyalty with user interface and with branding. Like
Yeah.
that's it. That's totally it.
Yeah. No, Google doesn't have nearly as good commercials. Or like the Google Pixel. I've never seen like a brilliant LG commercial, and I like love their phones.
No, yeah, they're not memorable. I think the most memorable commercials are the brands that I'm so attached to. I will totally admit it. Like Apple has me attached. Starbucks has me totally attached.
I've been watching a lot of Hulu, and I guess the plan that I have has ads on it, and they like try to target ads, and they fail horrifically every time. It's actually kind of funny. But one of the things that has actually just infuriated me the most are the Klarna commercials. Have you seen them?
No, what is that?
Dude, it's like this new the company is like this new way of paying interest free. Like you make like four interest free payments on like anything, so it's like a credit card basically. And the commercials are just so meaningless. Like they just like slap together a bunch of footage. It's meant to be random, I guess, to get your attention, and then they say Klarna, and it just really bothers me. It's like if you were to take a dub set, or if you were like make a song that had no rhythmic value whatsoever to it, like no pattern, like a bunch of sounds that just didn't mesh well together, and then like added a tag to it. Like I don't know if the analogy is really sending it, but uh
And
it
just call it something original just because it's a bunch of random stuff slapped into the DAW.
yeah, and then it got like mastered, so like it looks like the shots are fine, I guess. Like the color is not it's not like wh- you know what, it's funny, it's actually kind of hard for me to describe like I don't know anything about like film or filming or anything like that, but the shots look fine. It's just like completely meaningless content. And then like there's like goats like at one point. You know what? Fuck. I'm just gonna send you a commercial and then we're gonna move on because I probably sound insane.
It's like you can, if you don't have any meaning, but you have all the means to execute the commercial, you have all the photographers and all the right equipment, but like you're literally not shooting anything. You're just making things in the world look pretty. Like you can't convince me to like that commercial or buy your product or anything.
I think
You
that's
just
a
kind of look dumb.
that's a good, yeah. No, you put it into better words than I was. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I understand what you're trying.
But yeah, no, just super cringy commercials. I feel the same way about music. I guess I have these SoundCloud adventure streams that I do, and I have a really strict rating scale. Like I, like if I love an artist and they repost something that offends my ears, and like if it actually makes me angry, like I'll just get really angry on camera and unfollow them, no matter how much I really enjoy their music.
That's so I've never done that before. That's really funny though.
It's like there's just so much music on SoundCloud that I feel like I have to be hypercritical. Like I just have to be so fucking rigid, or I'm just gonna end up liking like infinite music.
That's so right. Also, question, is SoundCloud dead?
Dude, no, it's so not dead. What? Okay,
Because
okay, yeah,
I
go
I'm
on, go on.
I'm asking because I've heard lots of people tell me SoundCloud is dead, like use Audius, use YouTube or whatever. But I still, when I'm digging for music, I'm on SoundCloud all the time. But personally, like the stuff that I've recently put out has not got as much engagement as it did like 2 years ago. I know that's still like very recent, but like the quality of what I put out now is much better than what I did 2 years ago. So I just like I'm questioning whether it's the content itself or it's the platform that people are stepping away from it and using Spotify more. Because I spend way more time on Spotify than I do on SoundCloud now.
Yeah, I have so many things to say. I think like you're right. I think it's a combination of both. I think some people are stepping away from the platform, and I think and I also think that they're becoming outdated. Like they need a major update to their website. And I've had like I literally have a page in my journal of things that I would love to pitch to that company because I think there is something really special about SoundCloud. The biggest one that if I was in charge of SoundCloud, they need to figure out live streaming and they need to do it yesterday. Like if they could get people to like able to live stream on their platform and monetize it, maybe not maybe make it so that you can't that you only have live channels and that you can't just automatically catalog your live streams. Like it would still be a phenomenal feature, and I think it would send them right back to the top. But I think they're outdated. Or like some parts of them are outdated. You can't organize your music, and Spotify has them on that. And I also think that they're just super oversaturated with a ton of a ton of music, but there's still the only thing that they have on Spotify is that there's zero barrier to entry. And even though Spotify's is getting smaller every day, they still have a small barrier to entry, and people can post their shit on SoundCloud for free. And until that really changes, I think they have that slight edge, but they need a serious update, or I think they will totally die. They might be dying. I don't really know. I use it primarily.
You think there should be less of a barrier or more of a barrier for SoundCloud?
I think they should keep it where it is because
Okay.
it's like zero right now, absolute zero.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I
Um,
also like the idea of live streaming because that's you'll get newer artists will get more exposure, and also it's a way to meet other artists doing the same thing.
yeah, it's but here's the cool. So I went to Yonderville Festival when I was in DC. So it was in West Virginia, though I went there like 2 weeks ago, and everybody on there, it was like a SoundCloud cult, if I'm being honest. Like like I've never felt more at home though. Like I was like giving I was trading information with people, and they were like, "Yo, like give me your info." And someone handed me their phone. It was just automatically on SoundCloud, and I almost fucking cried. Like that never happens, dude. I've never
These are my people.
yeah, I've never felt more at home. Like I'm so used to just being like, yeah, no, I'm on SoundCloud. Like nobody I talk to, or like there's nobody uses SoundCloud anymore. Like you are right about that. I've never used Audius though. I don't know shit about Audius. And I use Spotify sometimes. What is Audius? Do you know?
Yeah, it's basically like SoundCloud, but it has the loudness is like nicer or something, and people say it's a higher quality app, but I really have not used it. I've posted a couple things on there, but I haven't spent I haven't spent more than an hour on that app collectively.
Huh. Maybe I'll. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm open to new ideas, but yeah, I love SoundCloud. It's another loyalty thing, even though they're super they're super ugly when it comes if we're talking graphic design. They don't do much for me there, but I
Oh,
really love them.
the user interface is fugly. They need they need to update it. Also, I just generally hate the color orange. I will only use burnt orange if I ever use it, and it's such a turn off design wise.
I totally agree. Yeah, no, I can't defend them there at all.
Bro, plus the loudness, like they don't limit the loudness. It's so compared to Spotify and Apple Music, SoundCloud, okay, for example, you're changing a song from Spotify to SoundCloud, and you're in your car, and then the SoundCloud one plays, and all of a sudden your eardrums are just gone because
Yeah.
they don't like compress it at all. And I'm like, oh God, like come on. I don't know. I guess it's kind of cool that they you can just crank whatever you want through SoundCloud, but I think it sounds more professional when it's a little more compressed.
Okay, weird hot take. I feel like that feature alone has probably had a huge cultural impact on like that music.
Wait, what?
Like I actually feel like the fact that okay, so you know how like the music's underground rap and a bunch of, underground EDM, they all kind of emulate that fucking gritty, that exact sound of like no limiter. Like it's like
Completely oversaturated OTT, like
yeah,
crank, yeah, like redlining for sure.
I feel like it has to, or like I feel like they're just really capturing that feeling of like, yeah, you probably put your shit on SoundCloud in your car and it probably blew out your eardrums. And I think somebody was like, yeah, this is what I want, and it just really like it's a sound, it's a whole ass vibe.
That's so true. That's a great point. Also, I was watching one of Subtronics's production streams, and he was talking about what he puts on his master channel. And I can't remember if it was like a saturator or if it was an OTT or an overdrive or something, but he like basically cranked it up so far, like 5 dB above zero or something like that, and then like pulled it back down and then added something else to the chain. And the result was so crunchy and it broke every rule of mastering ever. He was like, my buddies that went to Icon, like they hate me. They hate me when I because I do this. Like, but he's like, mind your own business because it makes my music sound so sick. And that same crunchy loudness with SoundCloud is what makes artists sound sick. Like it works, not all, but some. It really works for some people.
It gives me like this gangster hood vibe, and I or just like really trappy vibe, and like you can kind of incorporate it in anything, and it I don't know makes me feel fucking cool. I love it. When it's done right, I guess. Like if it's clearly by mistake, you can tell. But when it's done right, it's got such swagger to it. Like I don't know.
Totally. It's like the company vibe, like that. It's just trashy, it's gnarly, it's loud.
Yeah.
Like that makes me grit my teeth, dude. That makes me want to run through a wall. Like I'm a man. I want to light things on fire.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, if SoundCloud dies, I feel like it probably deserved it to some extent, but it's been a huge part of my life, not gonna lie. Like I would be pretty sad and also completely lost if if it went down tomorrow. I would not know what to do with myself. My entire music library, which is at like 7,000 songs right now, would be completely fucked, and I'm probably at like 8,000 songs in general because I saved like so many albums and playlists. So like I have a huge attachment to SoundCloud, but yeah, no, they're not they're living in like 2010.
Yeah. I also just can't really imagine myself like preparing for a gig and not having SoundCloud to look for music and to dig through crates. Like I can't imagine going to Spotify, being like, okay, I'm gonna look for all my low-key bangers on Spotify.
Dude,
Like
Spotify is
it just
so
doesn't make
cute when it comes to underground music. When they try and like be like, "Oh, we think you'll like this underground song," and I'm like, "Bish, I've been on this." Like,
bitch, I found this like 3 months ago on SoundCloud. Yeah, dude.
Spotify has like one social aspect to it, I guess, if you link your friends and like follow your artists, but I feel like there's no other music platform that has the like Tumblr ass or like the Twitter ass vibe that SoundCloud has either.
That's so true. I feel like like Spotify and Apple Music is like the like polished people. Like I stream my music. I don't just listen to it on SoundCloud or rip it off of YouTube. Like it seems to have this more professional out like what's the word? Appearance.
Um,
But what kind of music have you been making? I haven't heard any of your stuff.
yeah, I haven't released anything. I've been trying to scrape together an EP by my birthday in September. But yeah, and I haven't been streaming because over the past month I had like a really crazy month. Before I went out to DC for 2 weeks, so right after I got back from CLUR Fest with Slank, I got like kind of sick, and it was the first time I had been sick for like a year, plus probably. So it just kind of knocked me on my ass. It wasn't bad, but I like loafed super hard because I was like, all right, I guess I really got to take care of myself here, and so that I guess I did kind of throw me off my shit for like a week, and then for like the next 2 weeks, I started like getting I got a staph infection on my face that was just like tearing my fucking face apart. So I didn't stream or work on music for about 2 weeks after that because honestly, it wasn't very pretty to look at. So I didn't want to like hop on camera, and I like also didn't have a lot of motivation to do music. It was like I felt really awful. And then I went to DC for like 2 weeks, so I couldn't really stream or make music on there. So there hasn't been a lot of content up on my channel. Uh, but when I do make music, I've been really, I mean, like it's really anything from ambient to I've been really interested in like hip hop and funk recently. Like I'm trying to incorporate more modern sounds into uh like Ricky James type vibes. It's I've just been obsessed with fusion. So like on SoundCloud, you'll catch me listening to just anything that has like really weird bass, with like a horn or a guitar. That's I'm really obsessed with like fusing different genres together. So yeah, no, hopefully you'll see like an EP release for me actually, on SoundCloud. It'll be on Spotify, but it'll be on SoundCloud before it's on Spotify.
I'm excited to hear it.
Dude,
That
fuck
sounds awesome.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Plus, like finding new ways to spice up the genre that you like is always a good idea. It's always so fun to just make things more exciting like that.
Uh, yeah, so my favorite artist going into, I guess EDM, or when I first heard Grizz, like I can think of the specific song like Getting Live, which I don't think is on Spotify. I think you can only find it on SoundCloud. Speaking of, but like the original mix for that is, I thought it's I don't even hear music like that right now, and it's been like I guess almost 7 years, pushing like 8 years, and it's just horns. Like you can't really, OG Grizz is still kind of like the vibe that I want my music to have in the end. Like I want to incorporate a lot of real instruments. I want callbacks to, older genres. Blues, older rock, and then I also want to put a really modern trappy twist on these things, because that's really that's what I got from Grizz, back in, I guess like 2015, and that's still like been my dream and my goal as a musician, is to fuse like my favorite genres into one and just be myself, express myself.
It's an awesome goal. I would love to hear. I would love to hear some of the stuff that you're making.
Hell yeah! Thank you. No, I appreciate the enthusiasm, because I realize I haven't put out anything in a long time. But when we made music together on the retreat, I guess like that was, kind of, that was probably the last time you heard any of my stuff.
Yeah. No, and I feel like a lot of musicians are kind of hard on themselves, or musicians and producers are hard on themselves because they're very focused about output and saying like, "Oh, well, I haven't put enough songs out there, enough content out there," and that into yourself it kind of degrades your status as an artist. But like, I think that time off, like you taking care of yourself or me spending more time away from my computer, is just as valuable as putting work into the DAW, because you got to take time away from it to actually be able to come back and put something valuable into it, rather than just like slaving away and forcing yourself to say, I'm going to make techno funk today. Like you got to go out and listen to music and learn. And I think that's just as important as sitting down and actually executing.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, no. I love. I listen to a bunch of different kinds of music too. Like I like to experience. Um, if I'm not working at the DAW, I really like experiencing life. I think you couldn't put it better. It's just as important to live life, because I think like you're gonna like your music is gonna reflect like how you live your life. I feel like, so if you're pushing yourself and like setting goals and accomplishing goals in real life, I think that's only going to reflect in your music, because you're gonna put those habits into your music as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, and setting goals and, an agenda and a timeline for yourself to get stuff done is definitely important, but I think when I first started, I was taking notes. I was setting goals like I'm going to get this done. I'm going to learn this by the end of the month. And I that lasted for probably 6 months, so a decent amount of time. Also quarantine, so I really didn't have anything else to do, but that burned me out. I was like, for the past 2 months, I have not made anything, and I did not want to. Just because it didn't seem like fun, Like it should be, you forget that it's supposed to be fun. Like you're supposed to fall into this creative place where you forget about a clock, you forget about what time it is or anything else. And I think sometimes forcing yourself to learn and forcing yourself to come out of a session with something, to say like, I'm going to make a song today, I'm going to make something really good today, that kills my drive, it kills creativity. And now I've been working, oh man, my dog is barking, sorry. I'm working on trying to figure out how to like make this fun again. Sorry, 1 second.
Pupper pause.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Uh, where's the Jeopardy music when you need it?
Sorry, yeah. My dog came in the room and then just started barking.
Dude, it's okay. I have a dog. She does the same shit.
Um,
But yeah, no, you were talking about it's supposed to be fun, like at the end of the day.
oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
No, 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 it's
It's supposed to
okay.
be fun.
I like kept it in mind because I was like, okay, we're gonna forget.
Yeah, and like the past week, past few weeks, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make something and not worry about feedback or making myself like putting the expectation that I'm gonna come out of a session with something good. Like just finding a vocal sample, throwing it in, trying out new stuff, and not worrying about how well did I saturate this mix? Like how well did I EQ this? And are these things gonna phase? Like I think I just need to, for me, like the mastering killed my drive to make music. I was like, this is not fun, dude. But it's definitely necessary. But man, that really set me away from it because I was like, I'm burnt out. I really need a break.
Yeah, no, and it's. I mean, how many stories have you heard about musicians who like they get burnt out and then they end up taking a break like when it's too fucking late? Like,
Yeah. Have you seen one of the Porter Robinson interviews? He talks about nurture, or is it nature or nurture? And he talks about the period after Worlds, where he literally just sat in the studio and was like forcing himself to make a banger, like the next divinity or whatever. And he's talking about how he just like had to stop making music and came back with a totally different genre, a totally different vibe to his songs, and came up with something completely different because he wasn't putting that pressure on himself to make the next club hit or whatever. And I think that is something that I'm definitely trying to learn because as a type A person that likes to like that takes pride in getting things done and output, um, music is not about that. It is a little bit, but it's more about finding creativity and the patience to pursue um, a creative flow and not just an output of music.
that's dude, we're so inverses of each other because I have the complete opposite struggle. I am like my whole music journey has been about pursuing self-expression and it's been so not focused around output and like being able to learn things quickly so I can put out products. So that's why those non-passion projects I learned so much from and I'm proud of those, but I don't engage in them out of like often because I don't have that habit. I'm not as disciplined or self-disciplined. It's been my biggest struggle as probably a person which immediately reflects as a musician and it's but yeah, no, it's finding the balance between those two things is really important to try and make it, I guess, or like have it as a source of income. But if you are, but I learned that, you know, pursuing music just completely out of passion, I mean, like like those are usually end up being my favorite songs, you know, like things that that you can tell have just been like completely been born out of self-expression rather than the need to pump something out, which is why like I'm pretty harsh on pop music because I know that it's all just been driven and completely filtered to be pretty devoid of self-expression kind of.
Mm, like the formula that works, the formula to a banger.
Yeah, exactly. That formula. Like every
I love
Ariana Grande song or just stuff that
you know,
sounds good.
I love Ariana Grande.
Dude, I think I talked about this with somebody else. Like I think it was FMJ. He said he loved Ariana Grande and like we got it
Yeah,
we
I've
did
been there with you.
yeah. um You know what?
Dude, why don't you like Ariana Grande? Are you kidding
It
me?
has nothing to do with her like lyrics or her voice. I just listen to it and I feel like it feels like caked in makeup. And it's just like that feeling that I'm a little adverse to, but I have no like critiques. Like I guess like maybe the chord progressions I feel like are a little repetitive, but I mean, like, I can say that about so many of the other genres that I listen to. So it just feels like super hyper polished to me. And I don't know why I don't know why I don't like that as much.
Because you're a gritty bass head,
Yeah, that's why
bruh.
I'm just, that's completely it.
You like the dirty, dirty wubs. Oh, but I will say Ariana Grande's song Motive, Murda Beats produced it, and I love that song. Like I if even if there weren't lyrics to it, I would love that song. Um, I think
I'll
it's
look it
House
up. What's it? How do you spell it?
Motive,
Oh, Motive.
Motive.
Got you.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'm mixing with house music, and I just think it's so fun. Like it's such a girly song, and just to mix that with like a dirty tech house song is so much fun.
Dude, okay, so I will say like one of the my favorite things about getting into this scene has been like discovering pop songs through remixes. Like that's one of the coolest feelings to me. So like if you can like when you get me dancing to Ariana Grande because it's in some Wookiee ass you know like wubblicious song, that's like one of my favorite feelings in this life.
I agree. I completely because it's familiar, but it is translated into a genre that you love.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that, my friend, is joy.
Like I especially okay, so I in middle school, high school, I guess I was pretty introverted. I was a little I was like half and half, I guess. But I really did not like dancing. I was nowhere near as like self-expressive as I am now, or like I didn't wear my emotions on my sleeve like at all. And like so like most of like a lot of pop music just kind of reminds me of that period in my life, like high school dances and like just me being totally uncomfortable in my skin. And I don't know, like when you like I heard like Fergie in a bass song the other day and it like completely changed my perspective on like this song that I had a lot of negative attachments to. Like now I was actually able to dance to it and it was a really it's like it's a really cool feeling. And it kind of brings out the parts of the song that I like and actually, you know, it kind of strips away a lot of it strips away a lot of that like prior projection.
That's so cool. That is so cool how you can just completely change a song that you hate into something that you really, really admire. Especially because music carries such a memory. Like you can attach so many feelings, emotions, memories to a song. And for you to be able to go back to that same song and actually enjoy it, that says a lot. That's cool.
Yeah, that it's been one of the streams that I haven't done yet, and I think it's an exercise that I really want to get into the habit of doing is taking a song that I absolutely despise for whatever reason, for if whether or not like I just don't like it because I associate it with something bad, or if I think it's just a genuinely talentless song, and I'm gonna try and make something with it. Like that's been because I want to challenge myself in that direction. I want to. I think there's a lot to gain from there, and it's completely derived from that experience that I'm like that I just described. That has happened to me a few times.
What are some songs that you hate?
I'm okay. I don't listen to them, so let me think. Um,
Something that you a middle school vibe like Tayo Cruz or Jason Derulo or something like that.
I
That would be awesome. Like thinking about Talk Dirty to Me by Jason Derulo into a bass remix. I would love that.
Sexy Back. I really don't like.
love, I love that song. I play that song with house music, dude. That song slaps.
uh, that one, I think that one does one, it reminds me of middle school, and two, it reminds me of like uh it just got so overplayed at Wando's, so it was like a double fucking whammy. Well, okay,
Oh
but maybe
man.
okay, let me think of a song that I think is just genuinely bad. um it's probably gonna fall in the Travis Scott category. I don't know, something there's this one Travis Scott song that I just cannot stand.
Yeah. Yeah, I really miss DJing at Wando's. Like that was so fun to have our friends all pulling up and each of us just back to backing there. Like that was such a valuable experience to me musically and even professionally. And to also just learn how to mix music that you do not like and music that you're not that familiar with either.
Dude, my audition, it's cool that you say that because I actually love doing that. I love taking music that I've never mixed with before and just improvising on it. My whole Bufanda Beach show is like no cue points. Like I've never mixed this music before. I do know the music, but like a lot of it I've scalped from SoundCloud, so I haven't listened to the full song. So like my mixes are so fucking messy because there are a lot of times there's just these breaks or like really interesting parts, intricate parts of the song that I just did not listen to and did not know were in the song, or like they're just complete vibe switches that I didn't get to. So it's been a real challenge, but like I've learned so much from that experience too. I love mixing music that I don't, like have any experience with. And my audition to get the gig at Wando's, this is a cool story. The first like my first audition to get a professional gig, the guy just kind of like shows me the deck, shows me his laptop, and then he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go grab a drink. Have at it." And so yeah, so I'm on. I was just like there on a deck I've never used before in a library full of music I've never heard before, and I had to go like figure it out on the fly.
You have to get figure out how to make this man dance.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't.
That's
It was super fucking. It was terrifying. I flopped because he had like a security setting on Serato that made it so I couldn't load a song if I didn't pause it. Whatever. I mean, super into the details, but I totally flopped, and he gave me like one more shot, and he liked it. It was super nerve wracking, but it also kind of made me fall in love with that experience. So I do try and do that pretty often.
Yeah, one of my favorite things what that we used to do when we were mixing was Slank used to have pre-games at his house or just after parties, and he would just have a bunch of dubstep and a bunch of hip hop on his flash drive. And those are two genres that I never mix with. And this man did not have any cue points on any of his songs. You know how Slank mixes. And I would just love to I just dove in. I would play two songs, a hip hop and a dubstep song, and I would challenge myself to go back and forth, hip hop dubstep, hip hop dubstep, to force myself to one figure out how to do lyrical transitions with dubstep, a genre that I don't really understand the structure of it that much. Well, at the time I didn't, and to actually make it sound good, like find a way to make it sound good, find a way to make the people that were in the room dance. Um, and I take those skills with me to this day, like how to read a crowd, how to figure out when you're doing a shitty job, like to take that and not take it as an ego burst, like literally just figure out how to experiment with music and you might come out with the coolest transitions you've ever done.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I bombed transitions at Wando's, but I also can't tell you like how many really fucking clean, like fucking professional transitions I was able to pull off, like that were I was impressed with, that really got the room like just bouncing, like. And it's kind of cool. It's really like part of that experience is also like understanding that nobody in the room like probably cares about the intricacies of what you're doing, and they all just want to fucking jump, and they all just like it's putting all of these elements together for a crowd. um and yeah, it was a great experience. I love performing live or DJing.
Definitely. Also figuring out how to troubleshoot when you're performing. Like if something's not working, why is it not working? And doing it really quickly.
Yep. No, exit. You need an exit strategy, that's for sure. Um,
Recently, I played a gig with some guys from my hometown, and we had the CDJ set up, and there was three sets before me. So I went on at midnight, and I get on there, and the right CDJ doesn't have the BPM match. So like that little thing that blinks, it wasn't
yeah.
working,
Oh,
and the BPM was also not loading. The track wasn't loading, so you had to wait for it. And I'm figuring this out like as I'm trying to transition, and I was like, man, like this whole set is gonna go much differently than I had thought. Just because I gotta figure. And what had happened was the first set. This was his first time DJing in front of other people, and he spilled a beer on the right CDJ. So, it was definitely not working, and by the last set, like, the boys could not even load a song onto the right deck, like, they had to just click load on the left one while the song was playing.
dude, what the fuck? That's so
I know.
bad.
Figuring out how to get through that and to take it, like, to be like, "This is my set, I'm not gonna blame it on the equipment even though it's not my fault, like, I'm gonna figure out how to still look good as a DJ, carry on the night, even though I was dealt a bad deck of cards,
Yeah.
like, a bad hand." It's like, gotta figure it out.
One time I played a gig and kind of similar, but it was at this house party, like a really nice house actually. It was super cool. But I was the opener, and I got to go on for like 2 hours because one of the guys like just didn't show up. So that was fun. But I got there, and I'm still really shaky. This was like a year into my like actual DJ career, so I didn't have like really any practice yet still with the CDJs, and I'm not familiar with all the models and everything. Like it was really just like I was still so shaky on that hardware. And I get there and I just finished exporting everything from Rekordbox onto my flash drive. And the fucking I'm the first one up, and I plug in my flash drive and I'm looking at these CDJs and I'm like, what? Okay, these aren't CDJs. I don't know what model they were, but they were a model of like almost CDJs that had no cue point capability. There was no button for cue points. Like it just
I've used the old one.
what the fuck? And I was
Okay,
like,
and
oh, wait, go what
you're
what?
like, "Bro, what am I supposed to" Coming from someone that learned on the SB3, like a dinky little plastic thing with cue points and everything, and not a vinyl and not something where you actually have to listen to the song, that is impossible to do without cue points because you're literally forced to just play it and then figure out how to beat matches.
And I was kind of like, dude, like my shitty $100 board that I picked up when I first started has like the cue point functionality on it. Like I thought this was a standard. I was like, I don't know. I just went into like panic mode and then was like, all right, fine. I got to do this. I have a show to play.
You have to, yeah, panic mode. You have to figure out how to just, the show must go on, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Have you ever had any like total disasters? Like what's one of the like I guess not worst bad memory, but like any like really bad DJ flops that you can remember?
Yeah, one time I played the train party. It's like WSUM hosts it every year, and I played this Kendrick Lamar track that I ripped off of YouTube. And me being an idiot, I didn't listen to the full thing, and it was the music video. So at some point, there's like a bunch of gunshots and like screaming, and then it's like just like a drone and then just talking. Like it sounds like a commercial. And so I'm DJing this party, like all these college kids just trying to have a great time. Like the energy is up. And then suddenly it cuts to that part, and I was like, what is going on? Like, DJ rule number one, listen to the tracks that you're gonna play before you play them out. Um, and that I would say was like I didn't even know what to do. I was like, I'm so sorry, everybody. Like, and using I wouldn't say this is a flop, but using the CDJs at Liquid for the first time, I was back to backing with Steven, aka Redwood, and he'd known how to use them, so I didn't know how to get out of a loop because the loop function is so much different on those CDJs than it is on like a Serato or something. And I was just like, dude, you gotta take over. You gotta do this transition for me. Like, I don't know how to get out of this. And luckily he was up there with me and he knew how to fix it. But I mean, that's just not a fun experience when you're up there trying to perform and you can't use the technology that's given to you.
Yeah. You kind of question everything when like you don't know how to use the shit that is in front. Like I remember being like, why did I get into DJing if like I was just going to be put in this situation?
Why did you get into DJing?
Let's see. I think it was like it was kind of because of Grizz, I guess. I went to my first music festival at Big Dub in 2016, and I fell in love with the community. So I thought, and I didn't really commit to it until my junior-ish year of college. But that was really the starting point of like me considering getting into music. The Minnesota G Jones set. I didn't know who either of those guys were. I guess prior to their back-to-back set, and I mean the whole experience. I just found myself in the middle of. Oh, here's a better way of putting it. So like I found myself in the middle of the crowd, like front and center, dancing my ass off. Like before I had used to, I used to like being on the rails and headbanging because it was kind of like the only thing I really knew how to do when I was listening to Zomboy and whatnot. But at this point I was 18 years old and I'm still like really reserved. Like I didn't know how to use my hips, didn't really want to. Like it's like it was a total transformation of me like at this set. I was just like fucking busting it down. And I didn't think that was possible. It really changed me in a way that I thought was very like I never thought was possible. It was completely against my will. Like the music just moved me so much and so quickly that I really came out of that experience thinking like, what the fuck was that? What did I just witness? What just happened to me? And it really just became this really big philosophical question and made me realize the power of music. It just made it so tangible for me that eventually I was able to swallow the fact that like, fuck it, like I want to do this even if it's not reliable for money, which I've since only learned that it's way easier to make money in this industry than anybody ever told me. But that's only because of kind of like very modern and new changes to the industry. So yeah, it was a real leap of faith for me. I've always wanted to be like a fucking rock star. Like ever since I was 10 years old, like I wanted to play guitar and shred like Slash. And then being a DJ was just an outlet for that. It's just so much fun.
So music for you, you said this earlier, it's made you come out of your shell, like be a less shy person, get a step away from that middle schooler that was very shy and not able to dance. So it's more of like a personal growth thing too, right?
Yeah, I didn't like I just remember how shitty I felt in middle school, not because like I couldn't dance or didn't want to, or maybe it was because I didn't want to. I didn't want that I didn't have that drive, I didn't feel that little fire burn in me to like really want to move my body or express myself, or I didn't really know how to. I guess like I did learn how to play guitar when I was younger, but I never wanted to make mistakes. Like I remember I was a really bad rigid performer, even though I wanted to be something a little bit better and different, and it was because I didn't know how to, I guess, compensate when things didn't go to plan. So if I hit a wrong note, I guess I would panic and then I would completely get derailed. I had no confidence within myself. It was really like a confidence thing. And music just kind of showed me in a way that it was okay to make mistakes. And it kind of showed me how to roll with the punches. And in some way that transformed into me like being confident enough to like dance and like look fucking goofy and make mistakes, but like feel safe. And that also has a lot to do with the community. So not only is it's not just music. I don't think it's like the Wook music is fucking divine and it made me like a better person. It was really like the whole community that was surrounding it. It was me a lot, you know, a community of people that allowed me to make mistakes and allowed me to look fucking goofy. I was really deprived of that growing up, and I was like, if this is something that I can like support because it gave me so much, like I only want to make it so that this is available for others in the future.
One thing I love about our friends is that everyone in SPDJ in that group, they want to teach others and give everyone that same feeling that we've had, or give them the opportunity to be up there and experience that because it's life changing.
It really is. It's beautiful. Like I don't know. So many words come to mind. It's hard to pick some.
Yeah. I started DJing
Yes, yes,
summer
please. Why did you
2018.
start DJing? That's what I want to ask.
And I was at Electric Forest and I went to a campsite set after the festival had closed. It was just these dudes my age DJing tech house, Chris Lake. They were playing all the stuff that I like. They were doing an okay job. I mean, some of them were playing, doing really cool transitions, but the rest of them were just kind of coasting. And I had a great time, but they played Rain Girl, and I didn't know what song that was. And I was like, this. She's a Korean artist. And I was like, listen, this is it, dude. Like, it set something off in me. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, I could do that, but I could do it better than them. Like, I would have these people going crazy. And I mean, freshman and sophomore year of college, I was like always by the DJ booth. And I was like, I just thought I was that thotty that was always by the booth, like trying to tell them what songs to play and whatever, like giving them song requests. But I kind of realized that I didn't just want to be around them. Like I wanted to do what they were doing. I wanted to take their job. I wanted to be the one behind the decks. And then I bought my board. Charlie Wilson taught me how to DJ, one of my best friends, and I joined SPDJ. And then I was like, I want to teach other people because I'm good at teaching and I want to help particularly other women go through this and, enter a very masculine field and feel empowered to step into a room, get on the decks and do it better than anyone else in the room. Like that feeling is amazing. And I mean, I'm just so lucky that I made these friends because the DJ club and meeting you and meeting Zisco and meeting Slank and all these people like changed my life, changed the way I look at life, the way I look at music, the way my college experience played out. Like it was amazing. And to go to your point of finding confidence, that's exactly what happened. Like I felt like I finally fit in my own skin, and that feeling of controlling a crowd, playing music you love, or even playing your own song is it's unlike any other art form I've ever experienced. I love art. I love sitting and doing a craft or making something, but DJing and playing my music was beyond. It was like art on steroids. Like it was just like so intense. And yeah, I mean that feeling is addictive. It's just like we were talking about before.
Dude, yeah, it there's so many times that I've gotten up in front of a stage and like I guess when I've been really nervous, it all kind of fades away when I get people dancing, and it's like it's helped me socially, and on top of that, I guess it's helped me. Yeah, it's helped me get more confident in my social skills, I guess, performing live. So one of my favorite things at Wanda's was, like dropping those fucking Wookiee tunes at 1 in the morning when everybody was just like actually loose enough to, open, I guess maybe be open minded. If I don't know if I want to call it that, but like, people I could actually get away with playing some like really ridiculous track instead of like Justin Timberlake or like Lil Nas X, and getting like getting the stank face from like 75% of the crowd, and then seeing like the other 25% like actually lose their mind and look at me like I'm insane. That is when I know I'm doing the something right. Like at least in Madison, like I know I feel like I just kind of stole or just kind of described a flop. But I don't know. It's I really like introducing like people to new music because it's kind of like one extreme or the other. Um,
Definitely. Plus Wando's, who would expect a bass wook music to be playing at 1 a.m.? Not
oh,
me.
dude. Oh my God. Okay. So I would okay, I it was such a wake up call when I got my gig at Wando's, dude. I thought people like I guess I never really went out and I never was ever the guy asking for like a song by the DJ booth, but I had been to raves since I was 15 years old, so the whole concept of DJ to me was like I get to do whatever the fuck I want when I want, I'm in charge of the music because that's all I've ever seen. I knew not like I didn't know anything about reading the crowd. I didn't really understand what it was like to deal with a crowd like that. And so like I got there and I had so much like I was so underprepared. I had like all my fucking music and I realized that people wouldn't dance to it. So like I had the biggest fucking like wake up call when I was playing all of this new shit that was coming out. It was like hardcore trap music, and yeah, no, like people just kept coming up to me and asking for requests. I was like, "What? Like you can do that?"
But like you need to realize that one point or the other because I had the same wake up call one at Wando's too. Like I think this was the night you were like, oh, so I played with two other boys. I can't remember what their names were, but I'm playing house music and it was way too early for house music. Also, Wando's is not really the spot to play bass house, tech house, especially not at 10 p.m. because people want hip hop, people want pop music or big room or like something more familiar. And I just wasn't prepared to spin that. And I left and I was like devastated. I was like, my music sucks. Like, oh my. But like, we all needed to go through that at one point to be like, damn, I need to literally look at the people in the crowd instead of just burying my face in the decks and saying, like, I'm just going to play whatever I want to play because there's a time and a place for that. And it is simply not at 9:30 at Wando's.
Dude, I remember we got Prashant and I played a back-to-back set at Wando's, and it was so like we just went off on the hip hop because that's his genre really, and I've seen like the floor go up and down at Wando's before when I can spin some shit back to back to back that hits really well, and they always tell me to turn it down because that floor will probably collapse one day, and uh Prashant and I got it so bumping that they cut us off. Like they stopped our music, and they were like, "Yo, you actually need to play some shit that will make people stop dancing." And I remember like that was kind of when I was actually done with Wando's because I've never been told to play like shittier music at a club.
That's the ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
Play shitty music. You can't handle this hype.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty fucking big compliment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Playing at Soto was a lot of fun though. I was kind of hoping. I mean, I don't know if I will, but I would love to play there before I leave Madison in August.
That was so much fun. I think that was Soto is my favorite memory DJing at a club. I I was playing just all my music. Like I was not even looking at the crowd because like everyone comes to Soto for house music. Everyone's already drunk and they want to hear house music. It's the only place in Madison to hear club music. And I was playing just banger after banger, and this drunk guy comes up to me. He's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "It's Claire." Like, this is what I'm being nice to. Like, I'm trying to be nice to people in the crowd because, like, come on, I'm a new DJ. Like, what? You can't be an asshole and be like, "I'm not gonna play your song request or whatever." And I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Do you produce music? Do you make your own music?" I was like, "This is like before COVID," so I was like, "No, like, not yet. I can't afford Ableton because Ableton is like $400 or whatever, and I'm a college student." And he's like, I'll pay for it. What's your Venmo?" What's your Venmo? And Michael, I was like, "I'm so sorry, I can't accept this money from you." And he goes, "Why not?" He's like, I want to pay for it." He's like, "I work at Epic. I make a lot of money. I'll pay for it. What's your Venmo?" And I go, "This is so nice of you, but you can send it to me tomorrow morning when you're sober." And he walked away, but he was having a great time. Never got a Venmo from him, but
Wow,
honestly,
dude.
I would feel so bad taking that man's money, and I have Ableton anyways. I saved up for it. But that was such a big compliment for him to be like, "You don't make your own music, but I want you to. I'm gonna do something about it."
Wow, dude, that's awesome. What kindness.
Yes, much kindness from our favorite Epic employee at Soto.
I I only played there once, and it was with I think it Whifflin got me the gig, and so I was only playing house music. Well, we could only play house music until like 11 p.m. And after that, I was like, once he gave me the green light, I was like, all right, no more house music. So for like the next hour, I just played like I just played Wookiee shit. Like it was all trap bass music for an hour straight, and like nobody was no. The crazy part was nobody complained. Like I was expecting dirty looks, but the crowd there was just so good and so accepting, and so many people were actually dancing and having a great time that, yeah, no, they were flowing with it. They were like, I guess like they were open to the idea that maybe for like the next hour they would listen to house. I don't really know. It's not that I have anything against house music, but like I really just love I feel like most of the stuff that I have in my library only has like a few thousand likes. So I love introducing people to new music that they would never hear otherwise.
Totally. Plus, people that go to Soto generally like most electronic music or are excited about hearing new stuff.
You said something earlier that I've realized I could probably dig into, and
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you what like, come to think of it, DJing is totally a male, or maybe music producing is totally is pretty male dominated. Like, and I don't. Do you think like that's because it's like any other industry, or do you think like producing music in general, like like attracts more guys? Like, what has your experience been? I guess as a female climbing, trying to get into the scene because there aren't as many. And like, what like kind of challenges have you faced, like in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I think historically, women in electronic music have not been supported, and also generally, like technology, women have been historically excluded from technology. So diving into technology such as Ableton, like a beast of a software, is intimidating. And I mean, to me, I've had very positive experiences because of the people that I've surrounded myself with. The people have supported me. Even strangers have been so supportive of me because it's cool to see a chick behind the decks. Like, even when you hop into a club and you see a girl DJing, you're like, holy shit, like, let's go. And I don't know. I have not had many negative experiences. I think just some microaggressions, like people don't like you're in the green room or you're just like chilling, people don't acknowledge you. Like they'll shake everyone else's hand but not yours. Or like I pulled up to sound check at Liquid one night and one of the guys, I'm with all the DJs, like I'm literally carrying my SP3 board in my hand, waiting for them to unlock the doors. And the guy that unlocks the door, he looks at all of us and then looks at me, he goes, he's like, "Oh, we don't open till later. Like we're doing sound check right now." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Yeah, but like the DJs are gonna go do sound check." I was like, "I completely understand. I'm on the lineup." And he was like, "Oh, okay." Like completely ignored the other dudes that were there, singled me out and was like, you're not part of this." But I mean, like that's all part of it. And I honestly get so much energy from people that doubt me, that are like, "Nah, bro, like you're not gonna make it." Or I mean, just like any kind of microaggression, like any slight doubt. But I think it's really cool to have more women in the industry because you bring a totally different energy. Um, and I've made such like my best friends I've made through DJing, and it's just been it's a hobby, it's a lifestyle, it's an activity that I like to do and to get better at. And I just think producing as a whole is a whole challenge that I can't wait to conquer, can't wait to dive into and learn more because just personally, I really like learning. I like learning lots of new things, and production is a scary, scary thing. But I think it's really exciting, and I would love to see more women, and I would love to help any women that want to get into DJing, want to get into producing. So if you're listening, let me know. DM me on Instagram and I'll help you.
Fuck yeah. You're right though. No, whenever I see a girl behind the decks, even it's actually for no good reason, but and like yeah, I'll be like, oh shit, there's like a girl playing, and it's like it's such a minor thought, but I have it every time. Like I did it at Yonderville. Come to think of it, I only think I saw like three women acts out of maybe four out of like 25 or like 30 more even. So like yeah, I think there should be definitely more women in the performance side of, or in the DJing side of things or producing. Um, I
Have
don't
you seen have you seen the documentary Underplayed with
no,
Rez, Alice in Wonderland, Toki Monsta?
I have not.
It's so good. It's on Amazon Prime and it just dives into their experiences like coming up in electronic music, playing festivals, headlining festivals, and the experiences of being doubted. Even though you have every kind of credential to say, like, I am just as good as all of these people, like, it still exists and everything, but highly recommend it. And I was like, I was so enchanted by that movie or that documentary. Um, yeah, it's very cool.
Dude, nice. Writing it down, putting it next to D Fire and Motive.
DJ CLUR notes.
Fuck yeah. No, that's, I mean, I gotta do this. I got a notepad up, might as well. Give me something to watch tonight. Next to that, I'm gonna probably, if I watch it, it might be after I watch Rick and Morty tonight, bro. New episode.
Wait, yo, I literally, okay, one of the songs that I'm working on, I sampled a Rick and Morty scene, and I'm really excited about this song. Like I might release it.
Dude, what can you tell me which scene?
Yeah, it's the scene where they go to the spa and their toxins are removed, and Rick's like, they're like, we are the toxins. The machine didn't break. It worked correctly. And he's like, brat, like it's the worst part of themselves. So Morty's like, I just want to die. Like I'm scared. And Rick's like, he's like, I'm a genius of the universe. Like he's like, why am I bragging about that? It's really like the thematics on it is so cool because there's so much emotion and it's the classic overdrawn Rick and Morty personality. And it's gonna be a bass house song, and I'm very excited about it.
Dude, Rick and Morty has so many, it's just so much sampleable material. I, everything is so over the top, and it like fits that energy perfectly.
Oh, and plus, like this, I sampled the portal gun, put a phaser on it, and EQ'd it, and it sounds sick. Like just the sound design that they choose to use is perfect for dubstep, any genre. I would say dubstep in particular and bass music because it's all sound design, it's all crazy wubs. But the bass house, I did some fun design just with basic shapes, and it's sounding really cool. I'm very excited about it.
Dude, that's awesome. I really in my arsenal or in my idea book has been to make this track with just Star Wars samples. So like the sound design in like the prequel Star Wars trilogy, I'm a huge Star Wars geek, is so fucking cool. Like there's just laser, it's like it's totally filled with lasers and like and like like beepity boop sounds from robots and shit. So like I cannot wait to actually assemble this thing. I like cropped every sound effect that I could find from Star Wars, and like I have to down pitch it and shit because I'll definitely get copyright if so it might just be a personal project. I might just release it on SoundCloud. I've worked on it a little bit, but I love just like taking I guess like the concept of one franchise, or I don't know, the sound design of Star Wars is just so fucking sick. Like it makes me want to learn more about sound design, so like I could potentially design shit for like a space video game or like a space movie, like eventually. Like it's really cool how in bass music there's actually just like a huge overlap in like cinematography and like atmospheric design, and then like throwing it into just ridiculous concepts that you can execute on Ableton.
Sounds like a great goal to have. I would love to be doing sound design for movies or anything. Um, yeah, I'm very excited to hear if you actually do the Star Wars sampling.
do you use like a lot of samples in your music, or do you like use Serum to make your own basses and things?
I use Serum mostly, but I'm just I need to just erase every preconceived like ritual I have about producing or any kind of practice because it's leading me to hit walls, and I think sampling is so sick. And no one's gonna be like the sample police, like or the ID police, like, yo, you got this from here and you didn't make it, that sucks. People don't care. Like people do not care. And honestly, sampling is so cool when you reverse it, you add effects to it, and maybe people can recognize it, but that just makes it so much cooler because you took that and did something way different than the original.
Dude, yeah, and yeah, resampling, making like, I mean, one of the beat challenges that I did was trying to make a whole song out of one sample. Like, you just have to resample it to shit in order to make like kicks and hi hats and everything.
Was that the Manny slapping his stomach sample?
Yeah, bro. That
Manny woke me up. He was like, Claire, you need to come out and hear this.
dude,
God.
Slank and I learned so much from that experience. It was crazy. And yeah, getting Manny's body in the track was also perfect.
He is my muse. Yeah, but one thing I really like about working with you and Slank is like because you guys have the similar mindset about just like flowing, creating, and not worrying about an output versus I am so worried about an output. I'm like, this needs to be good, type A to a T, and you guys are like, type B, bro. We're having a good time, you know? And I just think like we have so much to learn from each other, and it's just very we all mesh very well.
Fuck yeah. And I love working. I mean, to bring it back to what you were talking about, or when I asked the what it was like to be a female in the industry, like this community is like the reason I got into music production or the electronic music scene was really about the community, and just being able to embrace like all different kinds of people, all different kinds of ideas, and it's really all about learning. So
Yeah.
we should I mean we should all collab remotely really, because I think I just think that making music is and seeing what comes out collaboratively is it's so much fun. So I say this with everybody that comes on the podcast, but we should definitely work on a song together.
Let's collab, bro. I'm in. We all use Ableton too.
Yeah, we do. I'm gonna make a
Yeah,
song with
but
oh no, go on.
oh no, yeah. I just was going back to like the community is awesome, and I think with lots of well intentions often, but like okay, I was in a feedback stream for Defire, and I was playing my song, whatever, and this guy's like, "Oh, did you actually make that? Did you make that wub sound?" I was like, "Yeah," and it's like a 16th off of operator, like 16th note, LFO, whatever. And he was like trying to explain to me how I made that synth, and I was like, "Shut the fuck up, dude! Like, what? What are you trying to tell me right now? Like, would you actually do that to any other dude that was in the feedback stream? Hell no, you would not say a damn word." Um, and then after my song was over, he was like, he actually really liked it, and this it's just like some random guy in the comments channel, and he was like, "Dude, you're gonna be the next Blossom or the next Ken doll of night base." And I was like, I mean, he was very well intent, like his intentions were very nice and everything, but often the community puts you in a box. Like as a woman artist, you are the next someone. Like I can be the next Rez or I could be the next someone. I can't, but like you're not immediate like this is CLUR, like she's the upcoming bitch. You know what I mean? Like it's about following a path that's already been carved. And it's frustrating when people funnel you into that because I love Blossom, I love Kendall, but I don't want to be the next them. Like I am me and I'm creating my own sound. I'm carving my own path right now. I'm working with my own friends who support me and they influence my work as well. And I want other women to feel like they can be themselves in this industry and they can be successful while not following someone else's path or not being the next someone else. Um, and I think that the community has been very supportive, especially my friends. But I will say that there are things in the industry that the community uplifts and supports, like just basic sexism. But like, I mean, that shit is everywhere, and it's not just in music. Yeah, but I remember going off. I was like in the comments. I was like, "I am not the next Kendall. I am CLUR."
um, that's that, I kind of want to. I'm looking for parallels, because to me that just kind of like I've experienced that, not for obviously not for being a woman, but for people who just are less in tune with the community or in tune with the kind of like EDM music in general. So like a lot of times people who I explain my career with or like show a mix to for the first time, uh or like have played in front of live, and but they just, maybe I'm like one of the first DJs that they've ever seen, like they will kind of box you into like, oh, you could be the next insert, only, other famous DJ I've ever heard of here. And like that reality is so removed from what I want to, I guess, like pursue in life, like playing shows and in very large or for large crowds is definitely a goal of mine. But being aware of the politics and like the things that go into making those things happen, like not just the business side of things, like the whole like getting networking and who and the stress of like getting from point A to point B, it's like something that you really got to sign up for. So it's like I feel like people are just a little bit unaware of what it means to be exploring your passion versus what it means to like be the next big thing. Like they're really different. Like these, a lot of time being the next big thing, like those people really didn't expect that to happen to them, and like sometimes it really just fucking destroys them, and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know. It's a weird box to be put into, whether or not it's like just being classified as like a DJ or a wook, or just being, I guess, a woman in the industry. I don't like being put in a box either. Like I really like to impress people with with what I do behind the decks.
Totally. Individuality and having thick skin.
Yeah, no, you really need to have thick skin in this business.
Totally. Feedback is everything, but like knowing when to set boundaries and when to be like, I disagree with that. I don't, your opinion doesn't really matter to me. Like, I mean, you're just like, they're just some dude in the comments, you know what I mean? Or it's like some guy that has never sat down and produced or never enjoyed art in a way that you want your fans or your followers or your supporters to enjoy. His opinion doesn't matter. Their opinion doesn't matter. Yeah, thick skin, baby.
Yeah,
It's all about being a tough guy out here.
thick, two C's. You need at least three C's to be getting gigs out here. Have you been
Damn, boy, he thick.
you got some thick skin. Do you have any upcoming gigs? What have been getting gigs like ever since like COVID has come out of shit?
I really haven't. I've just been like hanging out with some people from my hometown, and they rented out this place in Logan Square recently. One of my friends knew the owner, and we had an awesome gig. We had sets from like 9:30 till 2 a.m. And we had a lot of fun. It was all house music. But I really haven't, like I need to get my name, get myself out there, like start hanging out with more DJs in the city because I would love to play a club or a bar in Chicago. But it's definitely different just because I'm living in the suburbs and at home, so I'm not really, meeting people that are in the city working in the scene as much as I was in Madison because I was living there. I was hanging out with DJs 24/7. I was mixing all the times, going to after parties. Um, but definitely trying to work myself into the scene more. But Slink and I are playing a show in Madison, July 23rd, since Slanko is moving to Florida to become a marine biologist. Um, we're playing at the annex, but we need to confirm this with the owner still. But low key, we will probably be playing at the annex.
On the lowest key, I will be there.
On the low key.
Yeah, he mentioned that something might be in the works and that something involved you. So yeah, if I
We're
would,
gonna be
I want to
playing
be there.
everything. Dude, I would love that. Bring your flash drive too. We're like, we wanna have our homies up there. If they wanna jump in the mix, let's go.
Fuck yes, dude. I'm gonna miss Slank so much. I already, dude. I miss like having. I didn't realize like how badly I missed SPDJ until we went on that retreat. So like the fact that I'm gonna be moving to Colorado and like that is definitely an end of that era is it's sad, but oh well. We should.
Sad, but you know what? We gotta move on. Like we're all doing great things, and I'm excited to see where everyone goes because we can't all stay in the same place. We gotta expand. We gotta grow a little bit.
Hell yeah. Do you have like I guess. Oh, okay. You said you're. Never mind. Sorry. I totally, dude. I lost my train of thought completely. I was going to ask you something, and then it just that.
Dude, no problem. Um, yeah, I think I'm also playing a gig in, I think those same friends from my hometown, they're renting out a warehouse in Chicago, and they've got two school buses. They like gutted them and made them all nice inside, and there's like like at Forest, like the buses, there's like a roof on them.
Yeah,
They have the same thing, so we're gonna park those buses and do B2Bs in the warehouse. Um, I'm hoping this goes through, but like I'll hopefully be playing that gig too.
dude. An actual
Um,
warehouse set. I've never done that. That sounds fun.
an actual warehouse set, I would go crazy.
Yeah. No.
But yeah,
I'm looking for. It's weird because I don't want to really like insert myself in the scene here in Madison because I'm going to be moving so soon. Um, and but I'm excited to like it's cool how getting gigs is really just networking with people. So um it kind of forces you to come out of your skin a little bit or you get a manager, but I don't have a manager and I don't think you do either right now.
no, I do not. Yeah.
Well shit, I mean damn. It's already been 2 hours.
Oh God,
Yeah, right.
we're just we're chatting.
Yeah, we are. Um
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
thank you
really.
for having me on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, I don't really have anything else, I guess, immediately to ask you, and if I do, I'll just hit you up.
Yeah, dude, sounds good.
So yeah, bro, for all those listening, Claire, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate it, just from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, thank you, braV. I miss you, dude.
Dude, I miss you too. Be cool if we could have these in person one day, but I'll see you July 23rd, maybe, like low key.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll get some collabs going. So maybe we'll have some tunes to rinse by then.
Fuck yeah. Well, everybody, I can't produce a podcast. This has been CLUR. Her links are in the description. Please give her a follow, show her some love. I'm going to be playing some unreleased music to play her out. And she is out based in Chicago. So look out for the name if that's where you end up listening to this in the future, right now, or if you're a time traveler and can somehow watch this from the past. But anyways, my name is braV. This has been CLUR, and I am out of here, guys. Peace out. Much love.